hampering my movements, and as I rose to the surface, I gasped for breath. My mouth was filled with water, and I sank again. I was chilled through and through. Then a sort of delirium came over me, and there was a ringing in my ears. I remember nothing more. So this is what it feels like to drown.
Drowning persons die in different ways.
I remember. There was snow on the ground. I was 5 years old and playing with some friends down the street. A neighbor of my friend's house had an above-ground pool. There was a cover on top and a big ball in the middle. Ice was on top of the pool. We decided to hop the fence and go skating. We found a ladder and dragged it over. There were 3 of us. Mikey was 6 years old.
Drowning persons die by.
Number 1, by syncope, followed by asphyxia while unconscious. Some of these victims died instantly. Number 2, by apoplexy, common in aged persons, followed by asphyxia while unconscious. Number 3, by asphyxia. Here it's simple.
After getting the ladder next to the pool, I climbed up. I wanted to go skating. So I put one foot in front of the other and I started pretend ice skating with my boots on. I got about 6 feet in when I hit a soft spot. My foot went right through and then my body followed. I was wearing so many layers of clothes. The water was freezing and I was screaming to my friends. Eventually I could see my friends blurry through the ice. I screamed as I was swallowing more water. I was in so much pain and terror. Next, all I remember is not screaming anymore. I felt no pain. It was lovely. I remember music. Music I'd never heard before, yet seemed so familiar. I just drowned.
Death is the bargain we all agree to the moment we are born. Water, like death, can sometimes be in a hurry.
Deaths which occur under the first 2 categories are rapid and painless, constituting a half, perhaps 3/4 of all deaths by drowning. Deaths which come under the 3rd category, we presume, are not accompanied by physical suffering for these reasons.
Number 1, persons who have been resuscitated after having become unconscious declare that they felt no pain whatsoever.
Number 2, persons who lose their presence of mind are so occupied with their struggles and mental agony that a slight degree of physical pain would go unnoticed.
Number 3, persons who do not lose their wits become so exhausted and chilled that when the final act comes, they can only make a feeble resistance.
My best friend's family invited me to vacation with them in Hawaii. It was the summer before high school started, and we had a pocket of days in the lush beauty of Hawaii, where we could be young girls, marveling at black sand beaches, snapping pictures of waterfalls on the drive to a volcano, and donning leis as we poked at koi during a luau. On our 4th day there, we all rented boogie boards to play in the surf of a beach nestled under a lookout point at the end of a highway. We didn't see the no trespassing sign. We thought that having the beach to ourselves was a stroke of luck. We didn't know that we would need a lifeguard. We never would have believed that anything dangerous and life-threatening would befall us under that perfect blue bowl of sky. But danger rushed toward us in the form of foamy white-capped waves. My best friend and I found her mom face down in the water, and there was no one to call out for except her 17-year-old brother, who was struggling his way to the shore. We pumped her mom's chest with our 13-year-old palms, begging her to come back to life. We prayed for the water to stop pouring out of her mouth and nose, but we couldn't save her. As I ran to find help, I convinced myself she wasn't gone forever. I didn't believe that anyone could die on a beach this beautiful, in a place that smelled like lilac scent and salt water. Death
Death is the bargain we all agree to the
subject on a board. Incline the board 15 to 20 degrees so that the feet are above the head.
The violent nature of waterboarding has changed very little over 500 years.
17th century Dutch traders used it against British rivals in the East Indies.
The Japanese in World War II, the French in Algeria.
In Cambodia, the Khmer Rouge used waterboarding against its own people.
The British against Arabs and Jews in Palestine.
Dictatorships in Chile and Argentina.
And
the U.S. at Guantanamo Bay.
They do not want me to be a river, but I am unstoppable. I am the perfect instrument capable of every sound. But here, the only sound you hear under me is
Please.
the men in uniforms strap them to the wood and call it waterboarding. As if drowning was an amusing summer sport. They tilt their heads back, pour me up their nose and throat until they can't breathe without sucking me inside their lungs. I see only panic.
This is inhumane. This is cruel. This is torture.
This is torture. Stop the torture at Guantanamo Bay.
Please.
Men in uniform say they do this to get the information.
The Khmer Rouge puts a damp cloth over the head to keep the water clinging to the face. The CIA puts plastic wrap over the mouth and nose to prevent water from escaping through the sinuses. Key point: keep the chest elevated above the neck to keep the lungs above the waterline. Incline the head to keep the throat open and present the nostrils for easier
Please stop. No.
I do not know what this getting means. I only know swallow and crush, undertow and riptide. I have been the moon's husband. But here, a taste of mold and rust.
And then, did he take you back to your room?
I was told by them to take off all my clothes, so I did as ordered. I was ordered to lay on a bench, and they tied my feet, hands, and neck to that bench, with my face upward. They placed a cloth on my face. And then with water from the faucet, they poured on me until I became unconscious. He repeated that 4 or 5 times.
I do not know what desperation feels like. But I imagine it is why the water in these men crawls out of their eyes to say hello.
You mean he brought water and poured it down your throat?
No, sir, on my face.
And you couldn't breathe?
No, I cannot, and so for a time I lost consciousness. And then I vomited the water from my stomach, and the consciousness came back again for me.
Strange, isn't it? To be 70% thin, and yet to still recoil when you hear its rush.
Where did the water come from?
Don't you